Hello, this is James Dante Wood of Humanumission.com. Human, then the letter U, and then mission, as in Mission San Juan Capistrano. Humanumission.com. There are two things that create a great world economy: great ideas, an absence of taxation that leads to private sector revenue streams for better, friendlier, cheaper service as opposed to something expensive, counterproductive, and belligerent. And because of international tax shelters by different names and types growing in number of types and awareness, eventually all governments collapse, leading to the laws of supply and demand being the only laws that dictate where the world goes, where everyone does it better because of competition. And even if you're not a good competitor, charity insurance you will do better, as you have mechanical insurance and education how to put out fires before they start, both figuratively and literally, to prepare for a higher standard of living even if you don't work. So Humanumission.com, where I try not to cast bias on what are those many new great ideas as technology and the expansion of human academia creates new career interests, leads to a higher economic surplus. It's mostly about absence of taxation combined with labor guilds, using these international tax shelters and a network of self-employed people, where you find out what is trending upward, high demand, low competition. Your passion combined with that which is profitable at this time, and then you diversify, become a multi-industrialist to do better in the future. To prepare for the futures market where you may not always do well, just being the master of one. It's better to be a jack of all trades and adapt, improvise, and overcome. When you have a network of self-employed people who pool together money, an investor pool, secured by people or treasurers who are bonded, you have escrow, competitive escrow most importantly, and insurance against the possibility of a loss of income, loss of employment, etc. We all do better, much better. Buy low, sell high mentality, combined with the fact that they say money always wins, where big money puts little money out of business every time, because big money can buy things in bulk, cheaper per unit price of anything, like $10,000 to buy shoes at Alibaba, where you pay $3 for a pair of shoes, but if you only spend $100, you pay $20 for a pair of shoes. And therefore, the person who spends $100 when they sell those shoes, say at $30 a pair, like the competitor that spends $10,000, has a much lower profit margin. So the big companies have a name, they're better known, they can buy advertising cheaper per unit, anything like cost per impression advertising, and put you out of business unless you pool together your money in these investor pools, where the self-employed people vote on everything, and we all do better. You can pay a union due that goes to the Treasury, or don't have to pay at all. Make sure I help you independent. So Humanumission.com, I help you fulfill your dreams, where if I win the reward money, we all win. Eventually money goes away because there's technology where you don't need human labor anymore. Love of labor, fine, but you get rid of toil, and we can do better than the Star Trek society where they have no money. Even property becomes free, because there's potentially infinite amount of space in outer space, where infinite supply means, again, it's free. Just like a very high supply means a much lower price, and higher demand usually means higher price, but it balances out with maximized total revenue, where we all do better, where supply and demand intersect. And I educate you about that, how you build a website for no money with WordPress where you don't need to know a coded language, and how we created a network of people who create Google pyramids, where we all backlink to each other. Many people don't like pyramids, but if we're all on top of our own pyramid, if we're all second tier or lower in other people's pyramid, even an Inktomi Ferris will explain to you what that means, then we all get free advertising in addition to building a free website, which I register, host, and build a template for no money, giving you instructions with a blog, chat server, podcasts, and some online live video discussions, how to build these websites, where you just install plugins. It's all WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. You write your own words, upload your own pictures, videos, sell what you want to sell, collect newsletter subscribers, and so on, with plugins that are very easy to format. You don't need to know a coded language. I help you do that. If you don't know what to do, if you think you have no talent, we all have a talent. It's all about what interests you based on supply versus demand. Demand, simply enough, where eventually the market and the division labor are almost one and the same, because of all the information provided by the internet and this thing called the futures market, Fourier analysis, the The big wave is the sum of the little wave. Buy low, sell high. And keywords that are trending in addition to being high demand, low competition. I show you how to use Google Trends and Word Tracker and some other resources to do that, and it doesn't cost anything. But again, I provide the websites for free, the instructions for free, and I'll even give you free spreadsheets from wordtracker.com on many good long tail keywords, where if you have a keyword you're interested in, then I show you the many related topics or queries of keywords that are even higher demand, low competition, trending upward, as opposed to something that may be too competitive. Because it's the first thing that comes to your mind. It's maybe fewer keywords that's too competitive, but the spin on those keywords, as well as article spinning, I teach that. How to use robots to combine human understanding of what you want to do with that which writes articles and optimizes keywords better than humans to create ideal, unique content. To do even better with keyword density independent of many backlinks in a Google pyramid, the rank high in Google bot and its various competitors with the Google and its competitors that use the same Google bot license. So Humanumission.com, join the newsletter. You can pay a union fee if you want. Different memberships where the more you pay, the more you harvest on the total revenue. But we vote on everything if you want to change that formula as well. We have a constitution. I try not to cast bias on good ideas versus bad ideas, but let me know what you want and I'll look up the related keywords. They're long tail keywords where you do better and you rank much higher in the competition within a niche market. I have other ideas like spaceelevatorx.com, where there is a way to create a space elevator where there's a much safer and cheaper way to deploy a lot lower beam satellites that we desperately need for the information human highway, superhighway, and many other applications. Doppler density better predict weather and insure yourself against worst case scenarios. So we all do better knowing that we're prepared for a future with fewer casualties. So if you check out those two websites, starting with humanumission.com, my main website, and spaceelevatorx.com, about how to create a cable that goes into outer space where it doesn't have to be strong. It uses solar panels and what's called torque. I know most of you are not physicists, but there's a way to get references from others who are that perfects something that eventually leads to the need to get off this planet because of overpopulation, overconsumption of resources, and the fact that the sun is producing too many neutrinos and will eventually explode. Some would say it should have exploded already. I'm fairly patient, but there is a need to persevere by getting off this planet someday, even at a time when the world's not doing well. The hell in the handbasket. There's a way to respond in kind against those who are too greedy and are abusing this thing called power. So please check out humanumission.com and you'll understand how my $10,000 could be used for advertising to create a larger network where we all do better. In the Star Trek society, better than Star Trek. No money, no greed, no sin, just love of labor and potentially human-machine duality where we can potentially live forever with mutual symbiosis, no more parasite-host relationship. This is James Wood signing off. Thank you very much. Humanumission.com.